took me a few minutes to realize he was following someone, a woman wearing headphones. She didn't seem to notice the monster behind her. As he walked, the trees lining the street seemed to decay, leaves browning and withering to black. The scent of smoke tinged the air, his fingertips blazed. Hells! Was this one of Salem's henchmen? But he didn't seem like he was coming for me. Instead, he seemed intent on the woman ahead of him, closing the gap between them. I waited for one of the humans by the seawall to warn her. Oddly, none of them seemed to notice. I glanced at the horizon, where storm clouds had gathered over the setting sun. Thunder rumbled. In the next few moments, heavy rain started to fall. When I glanced back at the fiery creature, I saw that rain doused some of the flames over his fingertips. Curls of dark smoke coiled into the air from his body, but within moments the flames were back, his fingertips burning like flesh candles. "Hey!" I cupped my hands to shout at the woman. "There's a demon behind you! Demon!" My voice floated helplessly away on the sea breeze. It was lost in the sound of the crashing waves and the traffic. Gods damn it! My jaw tightened. I supposed the demon wasn't going to kill itself. Was it? I didn't particularly want to leave the fortress walls, but I wasn't going to stand here doing nothing while a woman burned to death. I snatched a cloak off the bed, moss green, and draped it over my shoulders. Then I grabbed a sword and a sheath, slinging them around my waist. It had been a long time since I'd used a sword, but I'd been trained once. Now armed, I rushed through the hall, hoping I could get to the woman before anything terrible happened. And if I was very good at my task, maybe I could even get the creature to tell me what he was. On the lowest level, it took a few minutes for the fortress's heavy gate to open. Then I rushed out into the courtyard. With the storm overhead, shadows absorbed the walls around me. The sound of a woman screaming told me I needed to run faster, and I broke into a fast sprint, rushing through the castle's outer gate. Rain dampened my cloak, wetting my cheeks. But, bizarrely, as I ran, the air started to heat. Around me, it was growing warmer, drier. Now it was almost like the rain was evaporating in the air around me. If it was raining, why did it feel dry as a bone out here? Suddenly, the rainstorm had turned into desert air, the heat scratching my throat. When I rounded the corner toward the seawall, I caught sight of the woman. My pulse raced out of control. Something had scalded her skin. Red magic beamed around her, warming the air. My throat was parched, rough as sand, so dry. Heat blazed beneath my feet, like I was standing on the surface of the sun. For a second, I just stared, trying to figure out what I was seeing. Then the creature swiped for the woman. When his flaming fingertips struck her sweatshirt, her clothes ignited. Okay, time to act. I pulled off my cloak, wrapping it around the woman to douse the flames. I whirled to find the demon staring at me, and I unsheathed my sword. Within seconds, the tip of my blade was at his throat. He stared at me like he wasn't scared, like he'd seen something worse than death. My stomach tightened. This thing was drying, burning the air, turning everything to dust, sucking up the very rain around us. And this close, I could see he wasn't a demon. He was a bestial fae, old as the rocks. Muscles gnarled his body like an old oak. When he smiled at me, he exposed a row of rotten teeth, and his eyes flickered with pale flames. He had the earthy, mossy scent of a fae, and the delicately pointed ears, too. What was he? He was nothing I'd ever seen before, old and warped. Heat radiated from his body, singeing the air and parching my throat. I tried to swallow, but it felt like glass in my throat. I pressed the blade closer, ready to take off his head. But first, I wanted some answers. "Did Salem send you?"
"Salem,"
he rasped, his grin broadening.
"Salem, the evening star, the fallen king of Magmel.
Ah, you're acquainted.
He will set us free."
I know it. Do you work for him?
"We are..."
He spoke in a choked tone, eyes wide. The sound of his voice sent chills up my neck.
"We